Ooh, ooh, oh, gotta be very, very still. Hold still, Angelica. I'm trying to get these cookies up here. Oh, hi. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Splat Attack. And I'm trying to get these cookies, but Angelica is being a little too wobbly. Wonderful. Today, we're going to do a character study on Angelica and Helga Pataki, so stick around!
Kick it.
Welcome to Splat Attack, a 90s podcast honoring the slime-filled past. I'm your cookie swindler, Kylie.
And I'm your tough on the outside but sweet soul on the inside, Alex. And Kylie, it seems to me that we have another character study on our hands for this episode.
That is right. We are going to go on a journey to see what makes these girls the way they are. For this episode, we are going to do a deep look into the psyche of Angelica Pickles and Helga Pataki.
Ooh, I feel a little nervous. I feel like I'm between two thorns here. I might be in some
It's so
serious.
good. It's
I,
going to be so great.
I'm a bit nervous. I probably could be okay with Helga, but Angelica's, I don't trust her at all. I'm a bit nervous about
She's
this.
a baby. You can take her.
Just holler at Stu. We'll get her taken care of. Straighten her out real fast. Or Drew, not Stu. But no, I'm excited about this. I love doing the character studies. If you like this sort of thing, we have a handful of these already, where we looked at Clarissa Darling and Alex Mack. We had another episode where we got to have Jim Jenkins and Craig Bartlett on the show talking about Gerald and Skeeter. And last season's, we had Alan Goodman on to talk about Shelby Woo and Penny from Inspector Gadget. And it's been a lot of fun doing these character studies, looking at two characters and how they're alike.
I love these. These are some of my favorite episodes that we do.
But also, one of my favorite things about the show, not just Hey Arnold and Rugrats, I mean about Splat Attack. You got guys, look around. We're in the office. We don't need to be in the office for this. We need to be in the classroom. We have a new room.
New room!
Specifically for character study.
New season, new room!
So let's go check out the new classroom. What do you think? This looks great.
It's fabulous. I love it. Jordy knocks it out of the park yet again.
Yet again. Last season we had our versus room for obviously our versus episodes, and now we have our classroom for the character studies, and I'm pretty excited about it. It looks great.
I'm so excited.
Okay, so talking about Rugrats and Hey Arnold as a whole, because you and we've both talked about how much we loved Nicktoons when we were kids. Just a personal opinion question. Which show do you like more, Rugrats or Hey Arnold?
Today, as an adult, I think Hey Arnold. When I was younger, I think I liked Rugrats more. But the older I've gotten, the more like my love of Hey Arnold has just deepened.
That sounds fair. I will say, as a kid, I loved Rugrats. As an adult, I love Rugrats.
It's great.
I have seen very little of Hey Arnold. And I've said it on the show before, but that was because around 98 I stopped watching kids shows. And I had reached that age of I'm now moving on to things that are a bit more mature. So I thought cartoons. I don't want to watch those anymore, but going not realizing how mature.
Baby Alex had no idea.
And baby, no, he had no clue. Grown up teenage 13-year-old Alex thought he knew better. Not
Cartoons are stupid.
stupid shows. Not realizing how mature and very adult Hey Arnold can be.
It's just so good. It's so
It
good.
is. It's very good. The few episodes that we've covered on this show that I've had the opportunity to go back and watch some of those older episodes. I haven't I still haven't seen the whole series, but what I have seen, I've very, very much loved. And I think your assessment is very much going to be mine because what I have seen of Hey Arnold, I love.
It's
But
so good, man.
when it comes to this episode, talking about Angelica and Helga, I will rely on you a lot for Helga. I know something. I know
Helga's
enough
my
to
girl.
I know enough to at least carry on a conversation about her, but I don't know that as well as I know Rugrats. So we should be pretty good. But let's talk about the personalities for a second. Um, I'll start with Angelica, and then obviously you can add anything you want in there.
Yep.
But Angelica is she is the toddler. She is the oldest toddler within the Rugrats and very much has the authoritarian. You dumb babies. I do what I want, and
She's too cool.
she is the epitome of a spoiled brat little diva. She has two parents who don't really pay too much attention to her, and they love to spoil her, which, as a parent, I can understand how easy it is to spoil your kids because you want them to be happy. But then when it comes time to discipline, I don't want to say they're lax, but they're they do kind of let a lot of things go
They come in a little too late.
the little too late. And she knows how to win people over by giving that adorable smile. I can
Mhm.
cute my way out of trouble. She knows how to do that flawlessly. Well, I don't want to say flawlessly. Like 98% of the time it works. But there was a couple of times when she would try to cute her way out and it didn't work.
Yeah.
And usually it would be Drew that would be, nope, no, that's not how this works. But she's very selfish, very arrogant. I don't think there is a single redeeming quality about Angelica at all. The only episode I can think of where she even did anything remotely kind was the Santa Experience episode. And
Yeah.
and that one, I mean, she was doing the whole thing of taking Phil's Reptar doll in exchange for giving Phil crayons as a gift for Lil. And then Lil took her coloring book or
It's a gift of the Magi
it
play.
is. It's
Yeah.
it's that. But by the end, she gave them both their stuff back because she didn't want to get in trouble. But ultimately, that was it. It wasn't to be kind. It was because she didn't want to get coal from Santa. So it was still more about me and less about being kind for the sake of being kind.
I I think if we had to find some redeemable qualities about her, she's incredibly confident, which I think is great. Like she doesn't really second guess herself. Um, she goes into every situation very confident, which I think she picks up from Charlotte
Mhm.
100%.
Absolutely.
Um, and while it's maybe not done the best, um, she's always also the first one to be like, "What are you guys so scared of?" Like she's just not scared of anything, or like if they are scared of something, she's like, "You guys are being dumb. That's
Yeah, you
not."
dumb babies.
But then I will say she then like circles back and is like, "Oh, they're scared of this. How can I use this to my advantage?" For the most
Always,
part.
always self-preservation.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the one time that we really see something that truly bothers her is when they think Charlotte is pregnant,
Hmm.
and Angelica is faced with the fact that she's no longer going to be the baby, and she begins to have nightmares of what the new baby will be like and how this new baby could be even worse than she is.
Yeah. And when Cynthia goes missing, she is
Oh yeah,
beside herself because that is her emotional support, Cynthia.
that poor Cynthia doll.
That doll is so well loved. Like as a kid, I was like, that doll's so ugly. Why does she have that doll? And like as an adult, I'm like, she loved that doll so much.
I think that's like the only thing that she's loved. And I say thing, not person. Is I do think that she loved her mom and dad. She knew how to use them. But I
Oh
do
yeah,
think I,
100%.
but I do think she did actually love her parents. I don't think she had any love for the rest of the Rugrats, which we'll get into.
I don't think I don't think she didn't love them because I feel like she is, I mean, both of these characters are the bully archetype. But and I could be wrong. It's been so long since I've watched all of it. But and I could be misremembering, but like when other people tried to bully the babies, she stepped in and was like, absolutely not. It was like that kind of like older sister type thing of like, I can be mean to them, but you cannot be mean to them.
Mm.
And I appreciate that as an older sister of being like, I can give my sister a hard time. You absolutely are not allowed to do that.
And that, forgive me if I'm mistaken, but I feel like that is a trope that is more prevalent with Helga.
Yeah, Helga is she started off as like the bully archetype. But throughout the series, she had a lot of character growth, which is kind of the opposite of Angelica. Like Angelica has some character growth throughout all of the different iterations, but for the most part, she just kind of stays the same. Whereas when Helga first came into the series, she was the bully, she was mean to everybody. Um, you know, Arnold was her rival and all of this stuff. But like as she got progressed through the series, like she became more of just like the tough girl. Like she wasn't necessarily a bully. Like she wasn't nice all of a sudden, but like she was a little bit more compassionate. She there was one episode um where her sister comments something along the lines of like she's a really good judge of character. Unlike Angelica, she is not very confident in herself, which is why she puts up that like tough bully mean girl vibe. I wouldn't call her a mean girl because she's not. She was just mean on
Yeah,
occasion.
yeah. Mean
Um,
girl and just being a mean character are two very, very different things, especially in pop culture.
yeah, so she kind of put that up as her defense mechanism, which I am very familiar with. Um, but like, she wasn't as confident but she's always been a good judge of character. Like she always tried her best. Like one of the first episodes is when they do that school pageant where they're dressed as food groups and she's like directing it and she's trying to herd cats the whole time. So like she gives her all with what she does. Um and she is good-hearted. At the very least she is good-hearted. She's just not as tactful about how she goes about it.
Yeah, she has always struck me. Well, I've seen the show out of order, obviously, for the sake of this show. And like I said, I haven't seen everything, but seeing things like the Jungle movie, and how she has a tendency to be mean, she also has fierce loyalty to
Hmm.
certain people.
She's incredibly loyal to the people that she cares about.
When I was when I was in elementary school, There was this girl, I say this sincerely. There was this girl in my class. I had such a rival with this girl. She picked on me all the time, and being bullied was something that happened to me a lot when I was in elementary school. She was one of those people, picked on me all the time. And I found out sometime later, over the course of summer, that she had a crush on me, which I did not get. I did not get that. Now, this is like 93. So this is well before Hey Arnold ever came out. And like I said, I hadn't watched the series and I just didn't get it. And in kind of, you know how the boys are usually the I like you, I'm gonna punch you in the arm,
Yeah.
that sort of thing. That's how she was with me. And I didn't understand why what I did to her. And she did I didn't do anything to her. She just didn't know how to express her feelings towards me. Um and that was something that Helga seems to have experienced. Yes, home life is one thing, which we'll get into, but when it came to her relationship with Arnold, like you said, she was being someone who's extremely tough on the exterior. She's incredibly vulnerable and doesn't want to let people close, including Arnold. She wants to be close to Arnold, but doesn't have the confidence to come up to him and tell him how she really feels.
And she also doesn't want anyone else to know because that means that that's a spot on her armor that makes her vulnerable. And so she's like, if I'm mean to him and everyone sees that I'm mean to him, then no one will know that I like him, and that's fine.
Which I was trying to think of. I don't think there ever is a person that Angelica likes in the same way. Obviously not for Rugrats, but I was trying to think of Rugrats all grown up.
Oh
I
God, it's
don't
been so long since I've watched that.
I don't
But
I don't think from what I've seen and what I definitely not on Rugrats, but all grown up, I don't think she did from what I've piecing together. I think there was more just the typical teen things like popularity and stuff like that was a bit more Angelica's bag. But let's talk about their relationships with their families. Um, because as terrible as Angelica is, she has a pretty solid family support system.
yeah.
In as a whole, because she has, yes, there's Drew and Charlotte, but then there's also she's got aunts and uncles
Hmm.
that love her and are always happy to see her, which I do not get. I am
Oh,
an
you can
uncle.
tell sometimes whenever they would answer the door and Stu's like, "Hi, Angelica." It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like, oh man.
And of course, there's that classic moment when he's making the pudding, and because he's having to deal with Angelica with her being injured, and I've lost control of my life. That
What
very
are you doing
classic
making
meme.
pudding?
It's 4 o'clock in the morning. Why on earth are you making chocolate pudding?
Because I've lost control of my life.
But yeah, but even though she's a spoiled toddler, the families love her dearly. They don't discipline well, but they love her. Whereas Helga has a very, very difficult home life.
It's rough. So I was digging into it again to just see like if there's any kind of redeeming crap, and there's not. Um, I mean, the only thing that's kind of redeeming is that her sister loves her. Um, her sister is really the only good family member she has, and like even then that's kind of questionable because like we kind of talked about in our parents episode, um Olga is has perfectionist issues that's just kind of been instilled in her from their parents. Um, so like Olga is constantly worried about being the best at everything and looking perfect and doing everything the way it's supposed to be done, which Helga has a real disdain for. Um, but especially like the spelling bee episode and things along those lines, like they have it's kind of those like trauma bonded moments where, Olga kind of belittles Helga. She always calls her little sister and stuff like that. But I think there is a real love there that Olga has because they are trauma bonded in that horrible situation growing up. Um, Her dad is horrendous. He is mean. He is neglectful, at least of Helga. He thinks Olga is the golden child, that she can do no wrong. He has put a lot of the pressure on her to be this perfectionist ideal. Um, but he's incredibly neglectful of Helga. Like there's one episode where it like takes them back to when they were younger, and like Olga's playing on the piano and like both their parents are watching her, and like Helga says something like, I have to go to preschool, and his response, like she like pulls on his pant leg and was like, I need to go to preschool, and he's like, go play outside. And so she like packs up her stuff and takes herself to preschool. um She's very neglected. The only time he paid really any attention to her was the spelling bee episode because she was competing for something. And to Big Bob Pataki, that is competing and winning is how you gain his attention and favor. Um, and then he was so hard on her to try and win that it kind of gave her like a mental break because she was just like, I don't want to do this. Her mom, while it is not outright said, it is highly implied that her mom is an alcoholic. Um, Her mom is very aloof and not quite there most of the time. Um, and also is just very neglectful because I mean, she doesn't even take care of herself, let alone her kids. Her becoming that mean, angry girl is very much a product of having a horrible home life. Like,
Mm.
by no means is she like, starved or anything along those lines, but it is very much mental and emotional abuse of, not being.
She's starved for affection.
Yes. Yeah. Um, but other than that,
Other than that happy little trip
other
we
than
just took.
that, um,
But
but yeah.
I do find it interesting because, like we said earlier, they both play the bully stereotypes within their respective shows. But Angelica has a very strong home life, but she's so selfish that she will do anything to advance herself.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Helga has a very terrible home life and is incredibly vulnerable and wants affection and can't have it. But outside of the home, she's
It's
tough.
terrifying. So she's like, I don't know how to deal with that. So I'll just
Mm-hmm.
put up that wall and then no one will mess with me ever.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting how two very different home lives, but you still get the bully trope.
Yeah.
And I think, well, I don't know. I was gonna say there. I think Helga's is more realistic, but no,
Mm-hmm.
no, that's
No,
not
I
true.
mean,
They're both
Angelica,
realistic.
yeah, they're both 100% realistic. It's spoiled mean girl and girl who's mean from trauma.
Yes, two very, very real things that happen. Um, and we were just talking about that hidden affection. Did you? I think you had mentioned in our episode that it's been a long time since you've seen the Jungle movie.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Do you know what people's like general audience's reactions were to the Jungle movie when it came out? Do you know if it was well liked by 90s Nick fans?
I don't know. I also don't think that I cared, to be honest,
I
because I liked it and that's all that I cared about.
I may be completely mistaken, but I think I've heard a mix of, oh, it's okay, and I don't care that much for it, because of how they ended things, because of how they ended things, both with Arnold and his parents and with Arnold and Helga. But I thought it was adorable. I really loved how the two of them were beginning a real communication between each other after all this was done. It was a beautiful payoff for that relationship. Both one for Arnold and his parents, but two for the relationship that she and Arnold have been working on for these last few seasons. I really did enjoy that. And she has amazing compassion where she does things to help people as long as she doesn't get the credit for it.
She doesn't she doesn't want to be perceived. And when she is perceived, that's when she goes into the mean bully thing, because then that way everybody's like, "Oh, well, I'm going to like turn away because she's being mean." Um
She will be compassionate, extremely compassionate for nothing more than just to be compassionate. And that is absolutely beautiful. Of course it sucks for the backstory for why these things happen, but that's how you get a really strong character. Whereas Angelica, on the other hand, it's usually for her own self gain. Um, I think there's even a couple of instances in the Rugrats movie where they kind of bond together, her and the other Rugrats, but it's usually at the same time as a means to, gain food or gain cookies and gain money because I can get these things. We'll work together, but I get these things. And she fully uses the Rugrats. And of course they go along with because Angelica's cool and I look up to Angelica and she's really smart
yeah,
and
she
you got
knows what
babies.
she's talking about.
Hmm.
It's like, okay. Yeah, no, Angelica, the people she cares about, she will go to bat for every single time. And like even the people that she even the like kids that aren't the best kids, like I feel, especially now being an adult looking back at this, like those kids are her family. Like her family is not at home. So like even though she gives like she punches is it Brainy? Oh, what's his
Yeah,
name? That she
Brainy.
always just yeah, she always just smashes him. But like
Just
even
got
then,
Angelica
like
right in the nose.
him or like Harold, who are both just kind of weird, mean guys who are around. Like she never tries to tear them apart. She just doesn't let them progress in whatever they were doing. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I would punch Brainy too. If some dude was creepily breathing behind me all the time, I would punch that man every time.
All right, so
But like even with Harold, like don't do it. You're
the
gonna
next
get punched in the nose.
the next time we are in person, we're gonna have to do a short video, completely staged, but one of you just doing something, and then
Just
you hear me right behind you, and you do that number.
But
But
yeah,
I
like
was
even with Harold, who's another one of the
yes,
bullies,
I was gonna
like
ask about that relationship.
I still think she cares about him because like I, and again, I need to sit and do a full rewatch of this, but I feel like I remember moments of where like if Harold was having a hard time, like she didn't kick him when he was down. Like that's never her MO. It's she never really punches down unless she's in an incredibly vulnerable state and you can tell that's just a lash out to try and protect herself. Um but yeah, I think she really views the kids as her family.
Yeah, she's kind of the unspoken mom of the group.
Mhm. As a mom friend, I get it.
I will be there. I'll help others if I need to, as long as I'm not the one getting the oh sweets and all that stuff.
Yeah,
I'm
don't pay
tough.
attention to me.
Don't pay attention to me. I'm awesome. I'm tough, but I will love you when you're not looking. I will support you. Which I find interesting to see how she responds to the other quote unquote bullies. Because Harold, I've seen a couple episodes where she's threatened him,
Yeah.
and it's usually when he's on her turf.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know the very first episode, when they were trying to do the play, and she was threatening, "You're gonna do this, or else,"
Yeah. Or I'm gonna give you a knuckle sandwich.
and he didn't. I mean, I I don't know. What has there ever been an occasion in which Harold did try to confront
I
Helga?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think he's just kind of that like because he's not always a bully. He's just kind of one of the meaner kids. She was the top dog on that block.
Which is what I find another thing I find interesting, because you have that relationship, but then you have Angelica and Susie Carmichael, where they were very much rivals.
Yeah.
Um, in every sense of the word. Susie was much more kind and respectful to the other Rugrats. She is, I think, the only person to ever really get fully, consistently in Angelica's face and try and
It's very
stand
much
up.
frenemies. Because like
Very, very
even
much.
in All Grown Up, like Angelica was competing against Susie with like the singing and the theater and all of that, but like it wasn't necessarily like I want to destroy Susie. Like they were still frenemies throughout all of it.
Do you remember the episode where they had, and it's not the trial episode, but it was the one with Susie Carmichael, and Angelica had paint on her hands, and
Yes.
they were trying to figure out what happened, and they were blaming Angelica, and then she felt really bad by the end, and it turned out they were wrong and Angelica was actually telling the truth. But I know as an adult, a lot of fans really feel bad for Angelica in that episode, and I gotta say, I'm not one of them.
I know you're not.
I'm not one of them. As much terror as that child has given to all of the rest of the characters, I'm like, yeah. How's it feel?
Look, I've got the neurodivergent strong sense of justice. So like when I saw that I was like, "No, she didn't do it." Like, yes, she may be a problem, okay? I'm not contradicting that. But in this one instance, she did not do it.
Yeah, I know she didn't do it, and yeah, the parent being fair, like, yeah, I know she did, but also the big the yeah, but now you get to know what it feels like to be on the other
Yeah,
side of
it's a
that.
taste of your own medicine, but they're babies.
They're babies. They're all, I mean,
They
every
gotta
single one of
learn.
them, all of them have had their moments of they've done something wrong. Every one of them. Which I also like. Because not everyone, even Tommy, is not wholly good.
No, Tommy's a mess. The older I get and the more I go back to stuff and I'm like, "Oh man, Tommy is just an instigator." Like
Yeah, he
not
really
in
is.
he doesn't do it with mean intentions, but he's just an instigator. And I the older I get, the more I connect with Chucky on a new level and I'm like, "No, dude, you're right. If you leave, bad things will happen. Don't do it."
And I see myself as Tommy.
Yeah, you are.
Uh,
You're an instigator.
yeah, I mean, I'll still do all these stupid
You've
things.
instigated me into so many things over the years, and the whole time I'm just like, this is the worst idea. Why are we doing this?
Let's go through Noah's Ark.
Let's
That
not.
was your idea.
I had to do it once. Just once. Never again.
For those of you who want to know what was that about, what is Noah's Ark? Go check out our season 8 overview.
Yeah.
Is there anything else before we go into our what if situations about Susie, not Susie, Angelica and Helga that we've not really mentioned?
I mean, her best friend is Phoebe, who is one of my all-time favorite characters from Hey Arnold. I love Phoebe, who is the cutest little thing. She's so freaking cute. She's half Japanese. She's incredibly smart. And she also gets very nervous about things. She's very much tries to be like a peacekeeper and just she's also like she'll spout factual knowledge about things. Um, but it's she also has a crush on Gerald, which I think is cute that they both have crushes on best friends. But like she's there that like she's one of the few people that Helga has to confide in because she knows about Helga's crush on Arnold. Um, so it's like it's the one person until she has some more character growth that like she has her best friend. Um, and they're very much opposites, in who they are. And I love Phoebe and I love Helga's relationship with Phoebe.
I
I
think Angelica's best friend was her cat Fluffy.
yeah, or Cynthia.
Hmm.
Cynthia was her best friend. That's why all her hair is gone. She had to pull it out to keep all the secrets.
Well, I think here is a good place to take a little pause. We do have more to talk about with Angelica and Helga, but we also have a bit to share with you guys about Splat Attack. So we're gonna put these two ladies in the corner. Think about what you've done. Well, Angelica can go sit in the corner. Here, let's get the hands right. Angelica can go sit in the corner. Helga, you can just sit down, take it easy. Would you like a snack? And we'll be back
Her a
in just a
nice
few minutes.
fuzzy blanket.
And we'll be back in just a few minutes, so stick around.
What is this? Well, it looks like a blender. I think I might try and make me a smoothie like Helga's mom on Hey Arnold. Let me go take a look here and see what's inside here. And why is it starting up with the We'll be back with more Splat Attack Podcast.
Thank you for watching or listening to this episode of Splat Attack. If you like what you see or hear, be kind and hit that like button. Ding, hit that notification bell, because Manny loves that phrase, and subscribe to not miss the next episode of this podcast, also known as Splat Attack.
Want to join our party? Join our Patreon where we have slime streams twice a month, bonus mini episodes where we have roundtable discussions that go off the rails. Join our Patreon today.
No, for the last time, Arnold doesn't wear a skirt. That's a shirt. Speaking of shirts, go to our bonfire store where we have nice, comfy shirts. Just ask Cortland. We also have mugs and some inspired 90s Nick designs. Did I mention we customize? Go to bonfire.com/store/Splat Store with hyphens in between.
Join us next time, Slimesters, when we take a look into Nickelodeon's history to see what celebrities also made an appearance. You will find all the slime-tastic action here on Splat Attack. I'll try and pull myself together here and... Hi! I'm all in one piece. I come in pieces. Welcome back to Splat Attack Podcast.
Welcome back, all of you Slimesters. I let Angelica out of the corner and she got to have a cookie, so that way I'll be her favorite for about 5 minutes. So a question for you, Miss Kylie.
Yes.
If these two lovely ladies were to ever meet, do you think they would be friends or do you think they would be enemies? Or would they be frenemies?
I like to think that Angelica would actually think Helga's really cool. I think she would see her be mean and think that she's really cool and want her to like her. But I also think that Helga could help Angelica with some character building. So I think maybe friends, maybe frenemies.
I feel like they would be friends at first
Mm-hmm.
and then slowly turn enemies.
Yeah.
Um, because I can absolutely see Angelica looking up to Helga and Helga wanting to keep that front up because a child now likes me, but also being flattered that
Yeah.
a child is looking up to me and I can be the parent that my parents aren't
Yeah.
being. But then when she sees, because Angelica's going to want to show off and hey, watch what I can do with these dumb babies, that's when Helga's going to have a problem.
Yeah.
And then this face will be after this face, and it's not going to be pretty. And she also won't know how to handle that tactfully because she does not have that in her.
Yeah.
And then it's going to start spiral into something ridiculous, and I think it would end badly. So I think they would start as friends but turn enemies real quick. How do you think Angelica would respond if she was in the Pataki's care?
I don't think that would be good at all. I think Angelica would not end up very well.
I think she would slowly turn into Helga
Yeah.
because I mean she already has this authoritarian idea anyway, and if she just happened to swap places with Helga and Olga was still around, I think she would slowly turn into that starved for affection and then do the exact same thing that Helga ends up doing.
I don't know that Angelica would have character growth out of that. I think she would just keep being mean.
Yeah, just for the sake of being mean.
Yeah.
But if the roles were reversed and Helga, this version of Helga, ended up getting into, like, if she was taken out of the Pataki's home and put in the Pickles home, how would that affect Helga?
I think she'd struggle. Um, I think she would really struggle because, like, having two parents who love you and, like, while Charlotte is not the most present parent, Charlotte, everything Charlotte does is for her child. She
Hmm.
wants nothing but the best for her child. So, um, I don't know. I think Helga just wouldn't know what to do with that.
I think I agree because that's such a jarring thing to go from parents who don't care to parents who do care, genuinely care, but they also still are kind of neglectful, but I don't think they would be as neglectful with Helga because Helga is new. Like if she ended up going into as dark as it is, but you know we have the Pataki family, which already is dark. So if she ever went into foster care and ended up with the Pickles, there's no doubt she would struggle for a
And, like,
while.
not even just her parents, like, that whole family to just have a whole community at her disposal. I think it would be good for her. I
I think so
think
too.
it would be a very long journey, of her kind of coming to terms with that. But I think it would do her a lot of good.
Yeah, I think ultimately, given time, she would grow a lot more in confidence and a lot more in love if she was with the Pickles more than she was the Patakis within, again, this version of Helga.
I think she'd very much learn that it's okay to be vulnerable and it's okay to show that you love people. And I think that would be amazing for her.
Another question we have is, do you think a good friend will open up these characters to be better people? And in parentheses, we have specifically Angelica, because you had made mention that Helga pretty much already has that, right?
Mhm.
Susie Carmichael is like the only frenemy that she's got. I don't know if Angelica has the capability of being good friends with anyone, if it doesn't
I
benefit her.
Yeah, I mean, I like to think that maybe the just like the right friend could really do her some good and kind of knock some sense into her. But like even kind of as they showed with like All Grown Up, like she was worried about being popular. So she
Hmm.
was friends with all the mean girls. Like that's
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know that anybody could get through that.
Yeah,
I
I
like
think
to
she's.
think that it could happen, but
You
I
want
don't
to have
know.
hope, but I don't have hope for Angelica.
Yeah.
I just don't have hope for her future.
She's gonna be insufferable. I know adults like that, and she's just gonna be insufferable.
I feel like Helga, as she grows up and is able to separate, finally get a point where, especially if she has a strong relationship with Arnold, which is what happens at the end of Jungle
Mhm.
Movie, and she has a good support system with her friends. I feel like after she gets to a point where she can become independent, she would learn to be okay.
Yeah.
Take a lot of therapy sessions,
Helga's gonna have a lot of therapy, and she's gonna be so good at it.
but I think she has a stronger future than Angelica.
Yeah.
All right, so the final question, and this is a bit of a stumper for me. I got to think about this
I
one.
know.
If any character, if we could have any character from pop culture do a crossover with either of these characters, who would we like to see them with? And
I
that,
I have one for
oh,
Helga.
okay, go ahead.
I have one for Helga. At first, I was on the Daria path because that was what we talked about before recording. Because if you didn't know, I learned today that apparently they were trying to pitch a spin-off series called the Patakis. But Nickelodeon was like, absolutely not, that's too dark, which understandable. They were like, it's too dark for Nick at Night, which fair. And then MTV, like they took it to MTV and MTV said no because they were making Daria and they were like, it's too similar. Um, but one of my other all-time favorite shows, which is Parks and Rec, I would love for Helga to hang out with April, Aubrey Plaza's character from Parks and Rec, because I think it would be phenomenal.
Okay. There was a very, very short-lived, it's only 2 seasons, and it's live action, and it's a fairly recent show called Scream Queens.
I love Scream Queens.
Love that show. I would love to see Helga in Scream Queens.
Oh God.
And honestly, I because if you've not seen the show, there's this whole arc of all these super preppy popular girls, and then there was a
They're
clique off to the
sorority
side.
girls.
They are,
Yeah.
and then off to the side where these other people that are just trying to stick it to the popular girls. I would love to see Helga with those people, the ones
I
who
would
are
love to
trying to,
see Angelica with those people. She would be a Chanel.
who I would love to see.
She'd be a Chanel.
Who I would love to see Angelica with, as awful as it is, I would love to see her with Beavis and Butthead.
Oh God.
And the only reason I say that is because she would treat them the same way that she would treat the Rugrats, and I bet they would follow suit with everything she
God.
would
Oh
say.
my God. Could you imagine Angelica on South Park? Like her and Cartman just going head to head.
You stupid little girl, you're a baby. What do you know? Oh man, that could be funny.
Man.
Yeah, if you guys have not seen all these shows, you know them.
Watch them.
If you do not know Scream Queens, go check it out.
It's so
hilarious. Chad Bradwell is my favorite character.
Shut up.
Oh, I love
Get
him.
out of here.
Oh, he cracks me up. I'm just trying to enjoy a good day hitting golf balls at hippies.
And we're just trying to have a nice day hitting golf balls at hippies.
It's AMC International.
Oh, he's so funny.
I love that series. I'm gonna watch it again. It's getting to be spooky time. It's about time for a rewatch.
All right. Well, that I think is going to be it as far as our character study for Helga and Angelica. But we do have our segment for the episode. So let's throw the wheel over to Splat Stanley so we can figure out what segment we are playing today. Splat Stanley, you're up. Season 9 and I'm feeling fine. Oh, I've had enough spinning around really fast today.
This or that is the segment that we're doing.
This or that,
this or that. Time to play this or that. Alrighty, you guys heard the splat of stick. We are going to be doing this or that for our segment, which is exactly what it sounds like. We have two options, and we are going to pick which of these options we like the most. And yes, we can do a tie. So our first one is, what age would you like to be again? Would you like to be 3 years old or 9 years old? Now, are we talking like just be 3 for a little while and then come back to reality, or starting all over from that age again?
The only way I would start all over is if I have the knowledge that I have now.
Yes.
The only way. But also, the thought of being 3 years old with no responsibilities and no mature thoughts sounds really freaking cool. Just a little break.
So here's my thoughts. I mean, yes, I want to be able to maintain the memories and the knowledge that I have now. But am I going to be 3 years old in 2025? Or am I going to be 3 years old in 1980?
In the 90s.
In 1988. Am I going to be that again? Because if it's...
I didn't exist at that point.
Because if it's I'm going to be 3 years old or 5 years old in 2025, I'll be 5. I don't want to have to deal with all the potty training and all that crap all over again. Especially if I'm retaining my memories. If I have everything, it's like, no, I don't want my mom assisting me.
That's fair.
Now, if it's going back to 1988, I'll go back to being 3 years old. So that way I can relive some of the great highlight moments of the 90s and then relive my teenage years and do all that all over again. Because part of the reason I started this podcast was because Nickelodeon was really hitting its stride. 1988 through 1998 is the best years for Nickelodeon.
Yeah, I'm a weirdo. As much as I would love to relive all of those again, I didn't like being a kid. I didn't love it. So like, I would much rather be 3 than 9, like, because that was before like I had other kids around. Mm-hmm. So,
and also, if we're able to keep what we know now, then we could appreciate it that much more.
Oh yeah. I could do it differently, and it'd be great.
Yeah. So the answer is the decade. If it's our original decade we grew up with, 3. If it's current decade, 9.
Yeah.
Question number 2. What would you like as your friends? Babies or an elementary school gang?
100% elementary school gang.
Elementary school. I have been around both. I can do well with both. I can do well with babies. But babies are exhausting.
Babies are overstimulating for me, especially when they get real upset. I can't. There's a reason I do not have children. I can't do it.
There's a reason I teach children.
I love my friends' kids. Love them so much, but all of my friends know that like if things start getting too loud or too upset, that's when I'm like, okay, I'll see you guys later, bye. Can't do it.
Number 3, favorite scaredy cat, Chucky or Eugene? Chucky, easily Chucky.
Dummy.
Nothing against you, Eugene, but you're no cute.
He's just so
glasses
precious.
Wearing, bright red hair, little
so
scaredy cat.
Anxious all the time.
Love Chucky. Number 4. What would you yearn for at any age? Cookies or the secret love of your life?
Cookies. I was literally yearning about cookies earlier. Cookies all day, every day.
Gosh. I guess it depends on at any point of my life you're asking me. Because if you had asked me 21 years ago,
I would have said the secret love of my life.
Dummy.
But now I don't have a secret love of my life. So I'll say cookies.
Dummy.
I have a love of
Look,
my life, but it's
what
no
I
secret.
should have been yearning for back then was cookies.
Can you believe that? Megan and I have been together for 20 years.
That's so
We've-
gross. I
we've
love
been-
you.
We've been married for 17, but we've been together for 20.
Gross. That's. You've been married almost long enough to have a legal adult.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your marriage is almost legal.
Like almost as soon as Megan was 20 and I was 22 when we got married.
Man.
Number 5 and final question, I believe. What family would be interesting to be part of? The Pickles or the Patakis?
The Pickles. I will take the Pickles all day, every day. Unless, do I get to come in as me right now? Because if that's it, then I'm going to go to the Patakis.
That's
Believe
what I was
me.
thinking.
Dummy.
That's what I was thinking because
I'll Kool-Aid man that door in.
if it was me and I knew the stuff that the Patakis have been hiding, and I could just stir the pot with the intention of helping Helga,
You would
and
go
helping
in.
Olga, help
Sure.
both of them, but
You would go in to stir the pot to get back at the parents,
I would-
whereas
while trying to
Yes.
get her taken care of.
I would go in and be like, "Hey, you two, shut up. You two come with me. We're gonna go to therapy. We're gonna talk about our feelings.
I
We're gonna
would
do
be,
the work."
I'd be, hey Helga,
Yeah.
you wanna watch your parents go nuts?
You wanna watch your dad have an aneurysm? Let's go.
I can arrange that. There have been several occasions when my friends have actively told me, no, you cannot go with me to go see my parents.
Oh.
And I would be, why? Why? I could make things so interesting. No.
I am. Any of my friends, including you, can attest to this. If someone wrongs someone I care about, they are enemy number one immediately. Like even if you make back up with them, I will still hate them for all eternity. And the amount of times I'll be like, I'm just gonna go talk to him. I'm just gonna go talk to him. They're like, you cannot go talk to them. I'm like, no, it's fine. We're just gonna have a conversation.
We'll be nice. We'll be civil.
I'm gonna be so polite. And they're like, you're gonna be mean. And I'm like, I'm gonna make them cry. That's my job. Like, I want the sweatshirt that says I could be meaner on it. Like, and I would wear it every day.
Oh man, one of my very, very dear friends. I'm not going to say who, but she's wonderful, and she knows how to make her point, and she knows how to do it very sternly, very sincerely, and she will cut you until there is nothing left of your ego, and not once. I mean, she'll say afterwards all these horrible things that she said. And they're all true. And then she'll defend herself by saying, but I didn't yell. It's like, oh, well, that excuses the fact that they have no ego left, and now you've guaranteed like 3 years worth of therapy sessions.
The amount of times somebody was like, well, you had a good time, right? And I'm like, what do you mean? No, that was awful. I hated all those people. I never want to see them ever again. And they're like, but you had a smile on your face. And I'm like, my friend, if I'm smiling that much, there's a problem. Like, I will put a smile on my face and destroy someone's life at the same time.
So, on that note, I think I would go to the Patakis.
Yeah.
Because I would have some fun.
Honestly, I think the Pickles would be too much.
They would be too much. I would have some fun, admittedly, making toys with Stu.
Yeah.
That would
I
be.
would
I think
just want
Stu and I
to
would get
follow Charlotte around all day, every day, and be like, "What do you do at work?" Like, I'm just gonna shadow you for a whole day. And can I yell at Jonathan too?
Poor Jonathan. That man has no life at all. It's just take care of Charlotte.
He's got to be an intern. Like, I know he's her assistant, but like he had to have started out as an intern and then just got hired on as her assistant.
Alrighty, well, I think that is going to be it, ladies and gentlemen, for our season premiere. New season 9. So, welcome. Hope you guys enjoyed the first episode, but we do have one final question for all of you Slimesters. And our closing question is, what 2 characters would you like to see on a future episode of Character Study in our new classroom built by Jordy? You can write to us via email at splatattack2021@gmail.com. DM us on all of our socials. Just look for Splat Attack Podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you haven't done so already, the button's right down there. Clickety click. Interact with us wherever you can. We're always happy to hear from you. But until our next episode, Kylie, will you help me clean up the studio, please? Jordan is helping me with the game show room on the 2nd story of the studio, so we need to get that slime machine working.
Aye, co-captain. I'll help with setting up, but just make sure that I don't get any slime on me.
Oh, you're good. We'll give you a raincoat. It'll be like
Thank
Gallagher.
you.
Just
I need
cover
a
it up.
poncho, like when we went to Kennywood. I just need a poncho.
Splat you later, Slimesters.
Splat you later.
This episode was recorded at Splat Attack Studios and virtual home studios, though none in Florida.